Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with a layout for the November Hip Kit Club. And this is layout number 4. I did 2 December dailies and 2 regular layouts. And I'm showing you some of the papers that I might be using. And both those sheets are from LE Studio. It's the same sheet. I'm going to use the A side and the B side. And that's what's going to be my background. I love that color of teal. And I love those little snowflakes and on the white cardstock. And I'm going to take out my Heidi Swap mat just because I want to bring in, I guess, more of that teal. Now at first I'm going to use, I think it's called Topaz in the eye zinc. And it's just the wrong color of blue. And then I'm going to go and get the turquoise. And some of these came in the color add-on. There was 4 colors. I know for sure there was tulip, silver, and the other 2 I can't remember. I can't remember if it was topaz or turquoise that came in the kit. I didn't buy the color add-on because I think the only color I didn't have was the silver, and I figured that I could just get that on my own. I still don't have it because I'm not placing a bunch of orders like I used to. So I haven't placed an order in probably, I don't know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And so now I'm just, I have an order open at Simon Says Stamps and I'm kind of adding stuff that I really need. But I'm waiting until, that I have the amount and then I'll place the order. And because I only want to place an order like maybe once a month and just get what I absolutely need. But I do want to get that silver because it's really cool. So that topaz was just off. You saw me bringing in the pattern paper and it was just off. So then I took the turquoise. I didn't want to waste that modeling paste. So I just added turquoise to it, and then to kind of tone it down a little bit more, I have the color called Opaline, and it's like a white iridescent, and it's so pretty. And so I added that, and it toned it down a little bit. Now I added some to the top and the bottom of the layout. Now if you saw, I took the wax paper and I folded it in half because I knew that I wanted to use it again, but it would only be at the end of the layout on top of the layers, and I didn't want it to dry up. So by folding the wax paper onto itself, it creates like a little seal and like a little baggie, I guess, and then I'll be able to use it, when I need it at the end of the layout. Okay, so I might as well do all the messy things at once. So I have a dauber that is for embossing. It's like embossing ink, and it's like the Versamark, but it's in a dauber or dabber, and it's from Ranger, and I got it at Simon Says Stamps, and it's awesome because I love the pads, but sometimes you don't. I hate when my pad gets dirty, and normally what I do is if you take a baby wipe right away and wipe it off, you can get most of it off. And then if you add more, let's say Versamark, you can clean it off. But sometimes it's just, you just can't clean it off. But with this, you add to it. So the number 2 didn't quite emboss the way I liked it. So I was able to go back in, use the embossing dabber, and add more powder. Now, I love this embossing powder, except I look like a glitter queen after. I couldn't believe it. Like, I had glitter everywhere. Anyway, I ended up just, going in the shower because I just had glitter everywhere. So I just finished this layout. And by the time I finished too, it was like really late. It was like 11:15 and I still went in the shower because I was like, oh my goodness, I can't. I just could feel the glitter everywhere in my face and my hair, So my husband had quite a good chuckle, and where he's been teasing me because I've been taking pictures of everything because of the December daily, and he was like, well, did you take a picture of yourself? And I was like, no. That would not have been a pretty sight. So, but I do love that glitter. Like those numbers are so pretty, and once it's embossed, it doesn't come off. It's just the glitter is loose, until it's embossed, so that it just gets all over the place. And that tray, because I've had so many questions about that tray, that I poured the embossing powder in. That tray came from Stampin' Up, and I've had that for years and years and years and years, and they don't even make them anymore. But if you search for embossing trays, Ranger still makes some. I think they're collapsible, but I saw that Martha Stewart has a glitter tray, and I tell you, if I didn't have one, that's probably the one I would get. First of all, because you can probably get at Michael's and use a coupon. And second, there's like a second tray. So there's a tray on top of that embossing tray. There's like a rack, we'll say, and you put your stuff on it. So when you put the glitter, the loose glitter falls to the bottom of the tray, and then you can pick up your element or your whatever you're trying to emboss without having to dig through powder. Oh, I love that, because here my tray's flat, so when I try to lift it up, I'm getting glitter all over myself. But I have embossing trays, so I probably won't get one. But if I were to get one, that would be the one I would get right now, because I think I saw, well, probably at Michael's, it's probably a little bit more than at Simon Says Stamps. At Simon Says Stamps, there were 20. So I'm kind of thinking, in Canada anyway, at Michael's, it's probably like 28. So if you use a 50% coupon, it's probably like, it would be like 14. But I'm just guessing on the prices because I haven't looked for them. But so I had a bunch of scraps that were left over from the last layout, so I'm using them up. There's a few with black and white, and then I wanted more of that background paper with the white with the snowflakes, and I looked at the LE Studio. There was the wood veneer pack and then the die cut pack, and the back of the packaging was the same as the background paper but tinier. So I thought, oh, I love that. So I cut it down, and I'm going to use it as layer on top of that blue chevron-y paper. And before I do that, I'm going to ink all the edges in black. And the reason I decided on black is because I decided to pull in some black pattern papers in here. And then I'm also going to bring in some black glitter stickers too, to do my titling. It's going to take me a few minutes to glue that down somewhat straight. And then I go to town and put all kinds of stickers, and I was just about ready to glue it down, and I'm like, maybe add some of that eyes ink to the background, like on that chevron paper. And before I want to put that on, I just want to add a little bit of gesso so that the eyes ink, like the pigment ink, sort of doesn't soak in the paper, but is more vibrant. And so I'm just adding gesso. I'm adding a very, very, very thin coat because I really don't want to hide that chevron paper, because I do love it. So multitasking there, drying that gesso with my right hand and cleaning my mat with my left hand. A lot of times at night when I get my layouts done, my husband's mom lives 10 houses from us. And actually when we build, we're building right next door to her. And she's elderly, like she's 90. I think she's going to be 91 this year, or 92. So he goes and visits her for an hour every night. So when he goes to visit, I get a layout done at night. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't scrap at night because, hubby's home and spend time with him. But when he goes to visit his mom, I get a layout done usually, because usually it takes me about an hour to get a layout done. Now, this video is going to cut out at the end. It was exactly 1 hour on the dot, and I was basically done. I was just adding glue to the thickers, and I think it was almost on the last letter, and it shut off. And that was it. The page was done, so I didn't bother turning the camera on again. So I added the eyes ink in the two colors, in the turquoise and the opaline. I just added a little bit of water to each just to make it more fluid, because that pigment ink is really thick. So just to make it more fluid, I added some water, and then I like adding it to my stamp block. I don't like adding those eyes ink to my mat because it's super pigmented, so it stains my mat, and I want to keep my mat pretty. So if you saw when I mixed my textured paste, I did it on a wax paper, and then to do it for the sprays, to do this smooching, we'll call it, I did it on my block because I don't want to mess up my mat. I don't mind stuff that you can wipe up, but stuff that's gonna stain it, wax paper is pretty cheap, so I don't mind using that. So this is where I'm pulling in that texture paste again, and I'm going to add a few more stars, sort of like now on top of that pattern paper, and it just sort of continues that pattern, I guess. So it looks like it goes above and beyond. Now I'm going to take some of these silver rub-ons from Studio Calico, and I'm not going to be careful with them. I'm leaving them on the sheet, and I'm just using my bone folder, and I'm just rubbing it on wherever, just a little bit here and there. I don't even care if it's totally rubbed off. It's just to get some more texture of those stars. And I just thought the stars here, Christmas stars, and then on the December 2014 there's stars on that too. And I have to say, this is a picture of my grandson from last year. And basically, I just used it as a guide for a picture, because when I go there this year on December 24th, I'm going to take a picture of him this year, and I'm just going to take this picture off because I don't think that was taken on the 24th, and I wanted to use those giant letters or numbers, and I had already used the number 5, so I decided to do a page on December 24th, and so I'm just going to change out that picture. And I'll scrap this picture from last year another time, but just kind of planning ahead. But I didn't want to have just an empty spot there. I wanted a picture there, but I'm going to change out that picture. Now I took out those silver letters, and I can't remember if we got them in this month's kit or last month's kit, because I know we got some last month and this month, and I kind of got them mixed up. I just love mixing my hip kits because they kind of relate from one month to the other. What I should have done also is bring my silver glitter tape from last month, because that would have went well with this page too, because this month we got the gold tape. So the silver would have went really well with this, and would have given me something else to layer. And so the title is going to be really Santa, I've Been Good. So I used those thickers in the silver, and again, I can't remember if they came in this month or last month's kit. And then the Ellie Studio I've Been small letters did come in this month's kit, in November kit. And then the black glitter stickers, I think those came from my stash, or that might have come from a past hip kit club too, and I'm just kind of trying to use them up. Now I'm going to use one wood veneer on this layout, and it says December 2014. I'm using some of those stickers in the silver that have words, and I'm going to use the word remember, happiness, and smiles. And that's pretty much going to wrap up this layout. I'm just putting quick dry adhesive to all my letters because they were not sticky at all. The foam tape wasn't too bad, but it was still kind of lifting because that bottom layer of the pattern paper was kind of lifting, so it was also lifting them up. And that's it. Here are some close-ups. So if you enjoyed this video, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up just to let YouTube know. And the page is done, so thanks for watching. Bye.